Hello, it's Amanda from Willow and Pip. We are the first week of December, and it's been a little bit since I've been on YouTube. Thank you for your patience. I wanted to do a quick catch-up video to let you know what's been going on in the business, markets, etc. So very much a vlog style video today to get you caught up. Okay, so to say things have been busy for the month of November into this first week of December is an understatement in all of the best ways. However, I've never experienced a rush this large before. So I am extremely thankful for the amount of community support I've gotten at my markets, the amount of engagement, questions I've gotten on my social media through the YouTube channel and the YouTube videos I've posted, as well as the fairly rapid increase of sales I've had on my Shopify website. So fantastic news from a small business perspective. Again, extremely thankful. What that has equated to, however, is I've been extremely busy. And so because customers come first, I've just been focusing on fulfilling those orders and getting back to those inquiries and questions, etc. So I apologize I haven't been on for a little bit. So month of November, a little recap. Every weekend for the entire month, I was doing Christmas market of some kind. Some of them were one-day markets, and some of them were three-day markets, meaning Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. The three-day market, that actually there was only one three-day market like that. The one that I did was a repeat. It was our year 3 or year 4, an annual Christmas market in a small town close to us called Kincardine. And it's one where we really love the person that puts it on, and the community as well really comes out for that market. A lot of high-class artisans, and it's just a pleasure to be at. It's by the beach, right on Lake Huron, in this pavilion. It's just an absolute beautiful location. I will admit, at the end of that market, I am purely exhausted, but it's one that does really well for us. We see a lot of our friends and family at that market, and it's just one to be a pleasure to be part of. We did try a new market this year towards the tail end of November, put on by somebody that was outside of the community, but they rented like a sort of local community area. So we did that. I would say it wasn't quite as strong for us as that annual market, but that is, I would say, to be, I would say that wasn't a surprise, because this was the first time that this market had been on in this area. And so you sort of don't get that community following. And when you are doing markets in a small area, such as where I live, that community following really is noticeable. They will start to follow you, but you have to build up a presence. You have to show them that you are consistent. And so if you are starting out doing markets or running your small business in one of those smaller areas, if that's your experience, don't be surprised. I think it takes a little bit for local residents to know who you are, to get word of mouth out. So your first few markets in your first 6 months of business may not be super busy. Just stay with it, and over time they'll get to know you. Your name will get out there, and they will start to come back and see you. So markets has been a whirlwind. We've done also different setups at different markets. So we also do an annual market every year that starts mid-November and runs until almost right up to Christmas, where a group of artisans get together and rent out an empty store space in Port Elgin, Ontario. And so everybody in this empty store space has a table they set up. And then the vendors that go into that market take turns and run by volunteer hours to run the till. So everybody puts a price tag on their individual items on their individual table, but then customers can come in and shop everybody's table and go to one centralized checkout. That's a really cool market. We've been here now for 3 years at that market, and it's a real privilege because, for obvious reasons, you can go to work, your day job, you can do other markets or what have you, do other things, and someone's selling your goods for you. Also, because of the size of the market, being that there are a number of different vendors in this storefront or pop-up shop or whatever you want to call it, people will come and shop it because they're not just solely looking for, something that I might be offering, but they know they'll also be able to get jewelry and handmade scarves and hats and local artists, like paintings and cards and everything you could think of. So it's a pretty cool experience. We're really thankful. So that right now is our only market that is currently ongoing. So again, we're the first week of December. My Christmas markets are done, and I have to admit I'm relieved. I'm again so thankful, but I'm very, very tired. And I also now have a spike of online orders. So today I'm actually working through 4 orders that we've gotten in the last 2 days. Get those prepped, get those ready to go. So that's been amazing as well, because I would say in the past, I would typically get an order or 2 a week, which is a lot to keep up with. But again, just so positive to experience that the local community, and a lot of it has been local community. So on my website, I do offer a contactless pickup. So I make everything out of the studio here in Southampton in my home. We have kind of half of our basement totally renovated for this purpose. And I have a pickup bin on the front porch of our house. So when people go into my Shopify account and click local pickup, instructions go out once I select ready for pickup, as in I've fulfilled the order, it's ready to go, it's packaged. And I'll leave instructions to them that go out through an auto email, giving them instructions to come to the house with the address and to pick up in the bin. So it's pretty cool. It's been working really well. We've had no issues with that process. We've been running that now for well over a year. And so just kind of keeping up with that has been a lot. But again, very positive. And for the most part, the sales I am getting on my Shopify are those local pickups. So again, if you're in a small rural area, I think it can be really intimidating, because you see on YouTube or Pinterest accounts, these big city market vendor setups with these like big companies that it appears are doing quite well. And so I had this kind of mental doubt myself, because we do live in such a small town and a rural community. And like, well, how am I possibly going to get enough sales to make this worth my while? You can do it. I'm doing it. And right now it's almost a little too busy. Now it's amazing. And I do have reinforcements that I bring in. I have my teenage daughter that sometimes I'll pay, and my husband is extremely helpful. He works for free, unfortunately, but there's ebbs and flows. There's ways you can work around it. But anyway, if you're in a small community, you certainly can make it a go of it. And so that's been a really positive experience for me too. So the what I've been just trying to tread water on is now keeping up with those markets. So at those markets, I had to do different setups depending on the space I had. And over time, we've kind of collected different shelving units, and we have in our mind, just through experience, how you can set up differently. So for example, in some of my videos, you'll have seen that I do like a floor to kind of like head height shelf, IKEA shelf system. And that's the one that I brought to that 3-day Kincardine market. And for those longer markets, if I'm doing like a 2-day or a 3-day market, I like to bring those shelving systems. They take a little bit to set up. So you've got to kind of get that reward for a long enough market to make that worth your while. But you can fit so much more inventory on there. And so that's the other kind of double-edged sword. The more inventory you bring, the more you're going to sell. But if you are just starting out and don't have a lot of inventory, I wouldn't recommend that shelving unit, because you don't want it to look empty. So if you have less inventory, and sometimes I do, depending on where I'm at and how much quantity I have made versus how many other markets I'm doing, I will sometimes just opt for the flat table setup, and then I'll put shelves on top of the table. And I will often do kind of half the table with like the soap side of the house, and then half the table with the candle side of the house. Now, something that we did for 2 of our markets from the fall season into the Christmas season this year, which was new and we had never done before, was we had only brought candles. And the reason for that is because the soap has such a long cure time, and it's a bit more of a process. It can sometimes be challenging to have a full display that looks, again, I like my display to be full. I'm very particular, but I don't want it to just have the soap that isn't as popular. It's, it's the lavender soaps, the rose soaps, like that keep selling out. And so if I don't have those at a show, I opted for 2 shows this season to just do candles, and that worked out really nicely as well. for a couple of reasons. So one, that if you don't have the soap side ready to go, candles you can make in a lot quicker turnaround time. So from a prep perspective, as I was kind of starting to get underwater a little bit or behind a little bit, I just focused on keeping the candles poured, and that was very achievable for me. And then also from a tiredness perspective, when I did that, I had much less quantity to prep ahead of the market, because for any of you that do markets, you know that 90% of the work is all of the preparation and making that goes into it. And so when all I had to do was count that I had, X amount of boxes of X amount of candle kinds. And then when I was pouring, I just did a quick count and I knew I had to do, 10 of this kind, 15 of this kind. It just made it a lot more clearer in my mind, and therefore a lot less stressful for me to prep for those two markets. So that's something I wanted to share as well, that if you're thinking about, you could do it in reverse too. You could just bring soap. You could just bring all bath bombs. Sort of the concept is, if you're getting underwater, pick something that's just like one thing. You don't have to bring everything. As long as your market booth is full, you're going to have a good show. You're going to make sales. When I did that with the candles, I had really good sales. I surpassed the goals that I had set for myself. And so I was really pleasantly surprised that that worked as well. There were people that still took my card and were asking about the soap. And then that would give me the opportunity to talk about my Shopify store, the contactless pickup. By the way, my Shopify store, I do ship as well. So I would let them know that. And then I would also plug the local stores in the community. So I would say, like, where are you from? And, people only go a certain radius. So I have some of my stuff in a shop in Carden. I have some of my stuff in a shop in Southampton, and then have a few candle spots throughout kind of the community. And so I would, depending on what they were looking for, I was like, if it's easier for you, you could go to this spot in Southampton. They carry my full line. Or if you're looking for this candle, I just replenished them at this store. And if you go into Port Elgin often, you might be able to pick it up there. And so that was kind of cool too. And I would also say it had like an indirect positive impact, because people saw how community minded I was, that I wasn't being selfish and just promoting my own sale. I was like sending them to, like, do you ever go into so-and-so store? They're excellent. They're so kind. They have wonderful products. And also they carry my stuff. I think it just shows that you're willing to be open, again, community minded, and you're just, trying to solve a problem for them, but you're not just only giving them like one set of solutions. So for the end of this season into Christmas, what I'm focusing on at this point is just keeping that one market open, the one where all of the vendors are in that pop-up shop style, or that one storefront that has been rented style. So today I'm going to be pulling a couple of soap bars off my keyring trays. I don't have that many left, so this is probably going to be my last replenish. But I did just get a message yesterday from the team that was selling yesterday at that storefront that my soap bars are running low. So I'm going to do one last push, band those soap bars. And then for the other bits, I am expecting to do a little bit of a replenish for the one store in Southampton. There is a store I do in Kincardine with candles, but my last replenish, I actually gave them about double the stock. And I did that strategically because I knew I might get underwater with all the markets that I was doing. So it's like a 50-50 whether she's going to need more or not. She may be okay to get her through this next month as well. And then otherwise, I will just be fulfilling orders through the Shopify store. Those have been coming in, like I said, pretty fast and furious. So that's been keeping me quite busy as well. So I hope if you are running your own small business that you are seeing this as a success I'm seeing. And if you are just in the starting phases, just stay with it. Stay consistent like I was describing. It really does come. And I would say it comes at a pace that is manageable. So even though when you first start out, you may think in your mind you want all the sales, be careful what you wish for, because you may not be set up yet to have the quantities that you need based on the sales that may be coming. And the last thing you want to do is not be able to fulfill orders, or have miscounted and had the inventory available wrong, and then have to message a customer saying, I'm really sorry, I don't have that available for you. So my message for you today is just take it in stride. It will come. All good things for those who wait. I hope this update was perhaps inspirational for you today. Until we chat again, thank you for watching. And I would appreciate if you could like and subscribe. That really helps me as a small business owner and a small YouTube channel owner. Thanks, everyone.